welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I'm here today to do a vlog reading RM's favorite books. So I have been looking forward to doing this vlog in a long time. I absolutely adore BTS. BTS is definitely like one of my favorite group of musicians in the entire universe. And as you can see, I have my purple nails on, and if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. The first time I saw BTS was when they were on SNL in, I think, 2018, and they performed Mic Drop, and I was like, who are these people? I need to know. The obsession, though, didn't really start until I would say like probably later that year, and then it's just gone from there. Just to go through my faves. Right now, my bias is Jungkook. Love that man. And my bias record is definitely Suga. We're in between them, okay? Some days Suga just takes over and I need him, and some days it's Jungkook, and both of them really flip-flop in my appreciation and love. Originally though, my OG bias was RM. He's been docked twice. I feel bad. Sorry, dude. But a reason that I loved RM so much and a reason that I identified with him and was immediately drawn to him is because RM really values literature, and it's very easy to find lists online of books that RM has enjoyed. And alas, we have come to the purpose of this video. I will be reading 3 books recommended by our king, our leader, our absolute joy of a Virgo, RM. I think if you've been following BTS for a while and you like literature, I don't think any of these will come as a surprise as being RM's like favorites or recommended by him in any way. The first book recommended by RM is Kim Ji-young, born 1982, by Cho Namjoon, and this was recently translated into English in, I believe, 2020, but it has been released in Korea since 2016. This book has gotten a lot of buzz because it was so like controversial in Korea, and I believe it is because the novel tackles a lot of subjects that are still seen as like taboo or controversial in Korea today. So the book is made up into 6 chapters and follows different stages of the character Kim Ji-young's life. It basically tackles the discrimination and social judgment that this woman has faced and the woman that she encounters in her life have faced over time. And Cho Namjoon's goal with this book was to discuss publicly sexual harassment, discrimination, that kind of thing that women face in Korea today. This was gifted to me by my friend Zoe, so thank you so much. And I'm really excited. It is short, but I'm definitely going to be tabbing this. This is like one of the books I've wanted to read the most. After that, we have my frenemy, Haruki Murakami. Me and him have a love-hate relationship at this current moment, but I do love Haruki Murakami's writing sometimes. So I'm really hoping to enjoy this one. It seems that a lot of people enjoy this one. I didn't even say what the book is. It's Kafka on the Shore, arguably one of Haruki Murakami's most well-known novels. I don't know anything about Kafka on the Shore despite it being one of his more popular novels. So in the book, we meet a teenage boy named Kafka Tamura who is on the run, and Nakata is an aging simpleton who is drawn to Kafka for reasons that he cannot fathom. As their paths converge, acclaimed author Haruki Murakami unfolds readers in a world where cats talk, fish fall from the sky, and spirits slip out of their bodies to make love or commit murder in what is truly a remarkable journey. This is a Haruki Murakami I've been putting off because I think I will enjoy it a lot, so I'm interested to see where I fall on this scale. And then lastly, please ignore the stickers. Lastly, we have a book that I had originally heard on Matthew Sharapia's channel. He really enjoys Kyung Suk Shin's writing and he always praises it. I believe she is his favorite author. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. And I had bought this originally because this is one of his favorite novels. And then when I saw it on the list of RM's favorite books, I knew I had to read it. It was a sign that I would finally pick this up. I will definitely remove the stickers before I show you this book again. It's an atrocity that I've left them there, I know. And despite hearing about this book a lot, I don't exactly know what it is about either. So when 69-year-old Sonyo is separated from her husband among the crowds of the Seoul subway station, her family begins a desperate search to find her. Did I even say what this book is called? I realized Please Look After Mom is the name of the book. Let's get back into the synopsis. Yet as long-held secrets and private sorrows begin to unravel themselves, they are forced to wonder how well did they actually know the woman that they called mom. So this will be the books that I will be reading this week, definitely starting with this one since I am the most excited for it, and I will update you when I have an update, and I really hope you enjoy this vlog. Hello, it's a new day. I just wanted to update the vlog to say how far I've gotten. So last night I only managed to read about 50 pages of Kim Ji-young, born 1982. And I have to say that so far I'm really enjoying it. As you can see, I have a couple of tabs. These tabs are mostly pointing out sexism that's been experienced by Kim Ji-young in her life. So things like the grandson was always cherished, but not her as a granddaughter, or that, you know, the boys at school are allowed to tease her and whatnot, and that means that they like her. I think the typical things that just being a woman or a young girl experience just like growing up in a misogynistic world. I would say that the writing, and this might be due to the translator, is kind of dry. It's not the most captivating or engaging writing that I've ever read. It's definitely not flowery, but I wonder if that's the point. And I believe that everything is done on purpose. So the cover does not have a specific face. The name, I believe, is the most common female name in South Korea. And also the writing, I think it's so that way anybody can place themselves within Kim Ji-young's character. Like anybody can identify with her. But I think it's very prevalent and obvious that this is an experience experienced by women around the world. So like I mentioned, I am really enjoying it, and I expect to be done it today because the book is fairly short. It's only 163 pages, so I think if I really canker down, I will probably finish this tonight. I also have to pack tonight because I am going to Halifax, and it's going to be so exciting. I'm meeting a booktube friend, so very exciting. You guys are gonna see that in this vlog. I'm so excited. Right now, I just finished a fuck ton of meetings. I'm so tired. Today was quite a stressful day. So I will be joining my friend Lucy's sprints. Her and Zoe are sprinting live right now. We're in the middle of what could be their 4th sprint. I have no idea. And I will try to get some reading done and update you either today or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. So I spent the entire time after work just finishing out Kim Ji-young, born 1982. I have to say that I absolutely love this. I gave it 4 stars. Thank you, Zoe, for bringing me a book that was absolutely incredible. I was sick to my stomach reading this book completely. Every moment in here that made me feel that way, I had to tab. I just identified so much with our character, and that was done on purpose. It's very obvious once you start to get more and more into the book that it was done this way. Cho Namjoon did an incredible job integrating this type of theme into the book and demonstrating that Ji-young's experiences are not uncommon at all. This theme really starts with the entire format of the book. As you can see on the front cover, it is a faceless woman, and Kim Ji-young's name itself was the most common name for girls born in 1982 in South Korea. The experiences that she goes through in the book are always slightly experienced by one or a group of girls or women, just showing that Kim Ji-young is really a woman that we all are. And I definitely think that that's one of the stronger aspects of the book. Even the way that the novel is written is like dull and dry. I forgot to mention, like, while I gave my first update, I think, but for example, there's always footnotes at the bottom that prove essentially that these things are happening. So it'll always be from reports done by the Ministry of Labor, done by like current employment trends in Korea. So they're all like real facts that Kim Ji-young is experiencing. And I think that that was another aspect that just added to the strength of the book. I believe that there's so much worth in this book, and I completely understand how this was extremely controversial with anti-feminist groups in South Korea when it was published originally, and then the backlash that came about it when it was turned into a movie. The most gut-wrenching part of the book is definitely the final chapter. Like I said, it does tie the entire book together and does explain a lot of things about the book and why it's set up this way and why there are footnotes and why it is dull. And like the last line of the book completely ties together the themes and the realities of women in South Korea, but around the world as well. And I do really feel that the book needs to be read in a couple of sittings. It's quite short, so I think it's possible, because I think the impact of the format of the book is more impactful when it's read that way. The structure of the book, like I said, truly its greatest strength. Like, I could write an entire thesis on how the format of this book, the way that it looks, the structure, the themes, and how they all relate to this feminist lens, to this woman experience. I loved it. 4 stars. Absolutely incredible. I wish there was more. It was amazing, and I'm excited to see how this can be topped in this video. So because I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow, I do want to take the thickest book of this project with me.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
And that is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. And I think it's pretty fitting to read these simultaneously. This was obviously a discussion on very real misogyny, but also microaggressions that are said and done towards women. And something that I've noticed with Haruki Murakami is that he has weird, I don't know how to describe it. Like, sometimes the way that Haruki Murakami writes women is extremely misogynist and weird. I'll just come right out and say it. It's something that I've noticed over time in his work. This one specifically follows a teenage boy. So I'm really interested how women are portrayed in this book. There's no mention of a woman on the back cover, and usually when Haruki Murakami's works feature a woman and she plays like kind of an important part, they are almost always mentioned alongside the male characters. So I'm interested to see if I noticed it in this book. Also super keen to read this because knowing that Namjoon likes this book and likes it for the themes in particular and thought that it was incredibly important for South Korean culture and the way that women are perceived, to then go to a Murakami, I think will be interesting, and to look at maybe what he enjoyed out of this book will give me a perspective into his likes of literature. So I will definitely try to be starting this tonight, just because it is a thicker boy, and I don't know how much reading I'll get done this weekend while I'm on vacation, but we'll see.
So the answer, friends, is she did not read this night. I think, to be honest, this is the most that I cracked open the book. And then we'll move slowly into my Halifax trip. This is me wasted home on our first night in Halifax. This is me talking to my boyfriend.
I didn't film for my vlog that we got to Halifax.
Okay, anyways, this is our first day in Halifax. So we were walking up the street, going down to the port, stuff like that. So this was like my first viewing of the town of Halifax. It was super beautiful. It had like a boardwalk, which we don't have in Montreal. We have an old port, but not to this like extravagant level. So it was really beautiful to be on the boardwalk, see the water. And they had these cute little hammocks, so we decided to like catch some sun. I got a sunburn, but whatever. And then finally we met up with Simone. This is literally the one clip I have of us. So embarrassing. We then went to a local bookstore. Me and Simone didn't buy anything because we are adults and we refrained ourselves. So thank you to us. Then me and my boyfriend went out for more drinks at this cute little bar. It was super nice. And then the next day we tried this other used bookstore because it also had a cafe inside. So me and my boyfriend were like super keen to go in and like look at the books. Well, I wanted to look at the books. My boyfriend just wanted the coffee. But this had the best of both worlds, so that's why we were there. Next, we went to Pier 21. This is where our grandparents immigrated to Italy. This is the train that they took to come to Montreal from Halifax. If you didn't know, both me and my boyfriend's grandparents immigrated here from Italy. So it was really nice to see the water and be at the spot where our grandparents took their first step. Then there's something in Halifax called the Citadel, and so obviously I wanted to go see it, and here's my boyfriend just being like a tour guide, and I wanted to climb up to the top to see it. And you can see the whole town of Halifax, so it was super nice. And then this is the last clip I took in Halifax at my hotel, and I'm like a little bit drunk and we're just going to bed.
Hello. So as you can see, I'm back home. I filmed a lot of stuff in Nova Scotia, and it was amazing. I had the time of my life. I got off the plane at 10 a.m. It is now currently 5 p.m. and my ears are still blocked. This is just something I go through every time I'm on a plane. The question I'm sure you are wondering, if you care, is did I read? And the answer is no. So I did get to 62 pages overall in 4 days, which is not my usual. But I just had so much fun in Halifax that I didn't actually like care about reading at all. As you can see, it looks more tanned on the film than it does in real life. I definitely got sunburned because I was just outside all the time, walking everywhere, chilling on terraces, having a fantastic time. And you know, when you're like a little bit drunk, you don't really realize how long you're in the sun, and this is what happens. So as you saw in the last clips, I met Simone from Beyond Bookish, and I was so excited, and it was so fun, and I was so happy. And like, that was just the perfect start to an overall perfect trip. It was just amazing, and I just didn't read. So in the 62 pages that we got to, this book basically follows a boy named Kafka, and we don't know if that's his real name, but basically he decided one day to run away. I already can sense the magical realism in the book, obviously. So far there are 3 narratives in a way. So there's the first one, which is Kafka running away from home. He's in a new town and he kind of speaks to another boy who I don't think exists. And he spends every day so far at the library just reading. Then we follow a like journalism investigation kind of thing that's following the US Army intelligence. And they're talking about a Rice Bowl Hill incident. And this is where a bunch of kids kind of fainted or collapsed, but their eyes were still like watching something or looking at something. However, they were like completely unconscious. And then we just got introduced to a third perspective / story about an old man who is able to speak with cats. So I don't know how these stories interject at all. Obviously, I'm only 62 pages out of like 400. So we'll see how it goes. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do now. I'm quite tired. You could tell by the bags under my eyes that I'm exhausted, and I might edit a video that I had filmed before I left for Halifax that I didn't do at all on the vacation either. So I'm probably gonna edit a little bit of that, cook some supper, read a bit of this, take a probably chill night, and we'll go from here. Hello, so it's a new day. You might not be able to tell because I'm still in my bedroom. But last night, me and Haruki, we were just not getting along. I don't know when I updated you, but I'm 100 pages in still. I'm just not vibing with this right now. I did find the audiobook for Please Look After Mom by Kyung-Suk Shin, and I'm very, very, very interested in listening to it and reading it at the same time. I think that's just what I need right now. The audiobook narrators are listed as various, which is something I love. I love multicasted audiobooks, so I'm really looking forward to picking this up. I think it's what I need. I will update you, but I'm definitely starting this. Whether or not I get to this tonight, we'll see. Okay, so I decided to read a bit more of Kafka on the Shore just because, I don't know, I like feel bad that I'm not reading it. I don't know. I give books personalities. But something I forgot to mention yesterday was that the character, the storyline where this man can talk to cats, this man is one of the children that fainted or like collapsed in that rice field in the other storyline. And what I think is really interesting is that I just got to the part where he talks about, it says, even when he slept though, his senses ever vigilant, kept watch over the vacant lot. If something happened and somebody came, he would wake up and do what needed to be done. Creepy. I don't know how serious that is, but it definitely has something to do with the fact of what happened to him at the field. And I forgot to mention that those two things are connected. So Nakata is definitely a character from that past storyline. So that has interested me a bit more in the book than what I had read previously, and especially with the storyline of the other boy. I'm inclined to see how these two stories are related. It's gonna be interesting to see. Hello, so this is like super away from when I last updated, but I did have a really big weekend. I had my stepsister's wedding, so it was really, really busy. And I am in a little bit of a reading slump, but I'll get into that. So first I wanted to say that I finished Please Look After Mom by Kyung-Suk Shin, and I have to say that I absolutely adore this. It almost made me cry at several points. It definitely pulled at my heartstrings and made me sad, which I should have expected just based on the title and the synopsis, but I really didn't expect to get emotional over it. This story is definitely a reminder that we shouldn't take everything for granted, especially those that we love. The mood of the novel is really sad, and the writing overall is super simple. But even given that, I still found the book to be a real page turner, and I think that this is a real attest to Kyung-Suk's writing because she truly crafted a beautiful novel based on just feelings alone. I also believe that the format of the novel, that is divided into 4 sections following following 4 different family members added a real somber feeling to the novel as we watched the multiple perspectives deal with the loss of their mom and basically realizing that she was a person and she had like a life and secrets and thoughts outside of them that they never really thought about or even acknowledged. There are some perspectives in the novel that are written in second person, and I think that was really jarring at first for me, especially because one of those perspectives is the first one that we look at. So it was hard to jump into the novel from that perspective, but once I got into it, I was completely immersed. Overall, I really enjoyed this, and I think if you're looking to get a little emotional, I would highly recommend. I sped through this, loved it, gave it 4 stars, and it's definitely a book that I could see myself reading in the future, and definitely one that if you're looking to cry, I would highly recommend. And now we can talk about the book that's put me in a reading slump. Definitely Kafka on the Shore. It's been really weird. I am about 230 pages in now. Every part here that I've folded is all these like weird sexual scenes that I think are kind of awkward, especially because it is a book discussing a 15-year-old's life. And I just feel like some of these sexual like escapades in the book, while they don't always involve the 15-year-old, are a little weird and jarring to get to. There's also one scene I read in this book that has animal cruelty severely, specifically with cats. If that is a trigger for you, I really would not recommend reading this book at all. It goes on for pages. It's really, really difficult to read. However, as you can see, I don't know if you can see them in this lighting, but I have like these green tabs here because I'm starting to notice how the novel is connecting. As I mentioned previously in the vlog, there are multiple like stories and they're starting to connect in a way that I'm starting to catch on. Obviously, I love Murakami's writing and I love the like magical realist, surrealist aspect of the novel, and I always appreciate that about his books, but these sexual scenes are really awkward to read from, so I'm gonna continue. It was really hard to get into, but now that I'm about 230 pages in, I'm starting to get more and more accustomed to the story, and I don't see myself loving this, but I'm definitely getting more into it that I can definitely finish it, where I was debating DNFing it on several occasions. So right now I am listening to my friend Zoe's sprints, so I'm gonna get more into the book. I really would like to finish it tonight if I can, just so I can get this vlog updated and posted relatively soon. It is May 16th, definitely later in the month than I wanted to be with this vlog and definitely later than I planned to be. So I'm a little disappointed by that, but it's definitely something that I am not like a stranger to. I have had reading slumps before, so this is nothing new for me. I'm just hoping that because I'm getting more into Kafka on the Shore now, I'll be able to read other books and speed through and get through a relatively large TBR I set for myself that I don't no longer think I'll be able to complete. But we'll see. We'll do it. I will update you and we'll see how it goes. Hello, welcome to the end of the vlog. Welcome to the final clip. We're here. This vlog took way longer than I wanted it to, but we're here. We're gonna finish it up. I'm gonna try to edit this speed real quick, post it. Let's do this. So I did end up finishing Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, and Miss 2022 has not been good for me, folks. Really has not been good for me. Not only is this another 1-star read, one of the worst books I've read this year, it is also a huge disappointment for me and my relationship with Haruki Murakami. Murakami and I have a really hit or miss relationship. Some of his books are really successful to me, like Colorless Tsukuru or 1Q84. I think those were really successful novels and still packed in the themes and stuff that Murakami includes that I'll talk about into his books in a successful way. And those books have been among like my favorite books of all time. And then some other ones have just not been hits, and Kafka on the Shore falls into the latter category. The writing, as I expected, was beautiful. Murakami is extremely talented. I think he has a way with words and descriptions that are just breathtaking, and I think that if you love like flowery, over-the-top, nonsensical writing, Murakami is the man for you. Something Murakami does in his books that can be either the real big hit or miss for me is the sexual content that he includes in his novels. He loves discussing, integrating, forcing weird sexual scenes in a book that can be discussed whether or not they have a point there. And through reading Murakami and reading other authors who include like sexual things, I do think sex can be used as a literary device because it often is used to evoke a sense of intimacy, exploration, and movement in the character's life, not just physically, but metaphysically as well. And sometimes I do think it really works. I think in 1Q84, it works a lot better to evoke what Murakami is trying to say, the themes in the book. And I think while in in Kafka on the Shore, these moments of sex do coincide with movements in Kafka's life. They really felt just gratuitous and unnecessary to me, especially considering that this main character, this kid in the book, is 15 years old. So considering that, him engaging with a 50-year-old woman who may or may not be his mother, and then sexually assaulting another 20-year-old who may or may not be his sister, just felt like tasteless to me. And I understand that the point of Kafka on the Shore is really to mirror a Greek tragedy in its many themes and forms, specifically Sophocles' Oedipus Rex, but I still stand by my point that I think it's gross and unnecessary. And I think were Murakami to maybe have made the main character like 20 years old, I feel like it could have been twisted in a way that made more sense to me, or at least like possible. Disregarding obviously the sexual assault, I don't think that needed to be in there. I think it was useless and pointless because it didn't do anything for the rest of the story. But were he 20, I think these moments of sex would have been more effective, especially when he's with the 50-year-old woman. I just realized that I have a meeting, so I will be back. Okay, so I think I kind of remember where I am, but basically I was also going to talk about another trigger warning in the book that specifically involves like animal mutilation that was honestly unneeded. Like, I don't think that scene, having read the whole book, having read 470 pages, that scene was necessary. I really do not. It was gross. It was disgusting. It was such a mistreatment of animals that I could not get behind. As with most Murakami novels, the book really ends with you deciding what you need to take from it or what you want to take from it. While I do usually enjoy that sort of pretentiousness with Murakami's novels, this was just not it. It left a really bad taste in my mouth for like the reasons I've stated. And I understand that some people can take a profound message from this book, but I will not. And I will hopefully never talk about this again. So after being so disappointed in that book and thinking to myself, like, how in the world did my Lord and Savior Namjoon love this book? I don't know, not for me. I wanted to end this on a happy note, so I scoured the internet to find something happy that was not like philosophical. And as we know, Namjoon is a literary genius. So I was like, I need something quick, I need something fun. And then I found a link to a website that was talking about BTS's favorite animes. And consistently, all of them, Namjoon included, put One Piece. So I decided I was gonna read volume 1 of One Piece finally. Now, One Piece is something that I've been aligned with, adjacent to my entire life, and I have vehemently avoided it. I really thought I would never enjoy it. And like my one idea of One Piece was like when I was in high school, people were like dressing up for it at anime conventions, and I was like, even though I was at the anime convention, I was just as much of a nerd. I was like, what is this? Oh my god, blah, blah, blah. However, after seeing a lot of praise for it online this year, especially from Murphy and Daniel Green, and I saw this article and I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try it. I had an absolute blast reading this. Every single character, I loved them. I really thought that this manga was gonna have like simple characters, but I'm completely aware that I will be wrong. So far in volume 1 alone, it is clear how developed the characters are and how developed the characters will be in future volumes. And there's like 1,000 volumes. So each character that we met in this book was quirky in their own way, and they each had a motivation that I really loved. The art style is super cartoony in the book, but I feel like it adds to that overall charisma and oddity of the book that I'm really enjoying. I'm interested to see how this develops and how the story develops. I've heard that the first 12 volumes are like the first arc and the worst of it, and if I already enjoyed volume 1, I have a feeling that I'm gonna enjoy the entire thing. I'm obsessed. I don't know where I've been. I am so mad at like my 15-year-old judgy self because everything about it made me smile. It made me so like happy, and I'm along for the ride. I'm here for it. I do have a small disclaimer because I wouldn't normally take this seriously because obviously it's like manga written in the 1990s, like in Japan. So there's always like these misogynistic tones within shonen manga, but just because I feel like this manga is kind of really popular and would be in the hands of younger girls, I want to mention that there is one scene in the book where the girl mentions how she's losing her ability to be a good sword fighter because men end up growing stronger than women and women grow boobs. So I just feel like that's a shitty thing for like younger girls to read, and that's my only like qualm with the book, but it's really a qualm with like every manga of that time, every shonen manga of that time. So overall, I give this a 4.5 and I absolutely loved it. But let's go into the summary of what I read for this vlog. So the first book I finished, I feel like I finished this so long ago. Kim Ji-yoon, born 1982. Absolutely love this. Gave it 4 stars. Definitely recommend for the format alone. I think this is a really interesting novel, really dives into Korea's culture, and overall, love this. Then I also finished Please Look After Mom. Love this as well. Gave this a 4 stars. Definitely a discussion of taking your loved ones for granted, Korean rural culture at the time. Super interesting, super fascinating. Loved it. 1 star. Hated this. Will not read again. One Piece, 4.5, the definite winner of the vlog, but it's just because I needed something to make me happy. And I don't know if I hadn't read it after Kafka on the Shore, how I would feel, but overall, really enjoyed this. So if we look at Namjoon's likes, what can we take from this vlog? Namjoon is incredibly intelligent and philosophical, I think, and he really dives into questioning our morals, questioning society, questioning fate and stuff like that. Like, I think that all of these books have that theme. One Piece maybe not really, but you know what, actually One Piece does question fate because Luffy just wants to be the king of the pirates. So I really do think that Namjoon is a philosophical reader, and that's what I'm taking from this vlog. So that's it for this. I had a lot of fun. I might do Suga's as well, just because I love Suga so much. He's obviously like my favorite little bad boy. So I might do Suga's. If any of the other BTS members have read books that are translated into English, I might do that as well. So let me know if you like this concept, because I had a lot of fun, even though Kafka was a little bit of a slug to get through. Please let me know down below also if you've read any of these books. Did you like them? Did you hate them? Let me know how you felt about them. And if you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. And because it is the end of the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, because it does wonders for my channel. It makes me really happy. But that's it. I don't know how to end these things. Listen to BTS. I will see you next time. Bye!